On January 6th, 2021, Donald Trump, to protect himself, incited a violent mob who then ransacked the U.S. Capitol building, traumatizing police and threatening the lives of elected officials. 1 year ago, Donald Trump pardoned all the crimes of nearly 1,600 insurrectionists. On December 17th, the DOJ special counsel Jack Smith, who had investigated this insurrection, testified to the House Judiciary Committee. He had requested a public hearing to be able to provide American citizens with all the details of what happened that day, including every action taken by Trump himself and his allies. The Republican majority chose not to have a public hearing and instead forced Jack Smith to testify behind closed doors and redacted his testimony. On New Year's Eve, the House Judiciary Committee majority released the testimony, redacted, but hoping that we wouldn't notice and would simply let it slip by. Smith's investigation, launched during the Biden administration, quote, developed proof beyond a reasonable doubt that President Trump engaged in a criminal scheme to overturn the results of the 2020 election and prevent the lawful transfer of power. They found that, quote, President Trump was by large measure the most culpable and most responsible person in this conspiracy. These crimes were committed for his benefit. The attack that happened at the Capitol, part of this case, does not happen without him. The other co-conspirators were doing this for his benefit. The only reason Trump wasn't formally charged for these crimes is because Jack Smith and the rest of the Department of Justice ran out of time, because Trump was made president again in January of 2025. If he had not been inaugurated, Trump would have been put on trial and likely would have been headed to jail. Insurrection is not an official act. Treason is not an official act. The Supreme Court may have granted immunity for the president to official acts, but that does not mean that Trump cannot be held accountable for January 6th, 2021.